Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm going to be showing you guys how to e-file as a beginner nail tech or a beginner in nails in general. I know e-files can be a little intimidating at first when you go from just buffing and filing to using an e-file to do all those things. And I know everybody says e-files are so fast, it will speed up the process, and honestly that's 100% true. It has made doing nails so much easier and cleaning up the cuticles and all that. So my biggest mistake when starting nails was investing in the cheapest e-file possible. I remember I wanted to get an e-file, but I was a little bit intimidated at first. I didn't know what kind of e-file to get, so I got the cheapest option on Amazon. I mean, even the cheapest is like $50-$70, and I got a $70 nail drill and it broke within 6 months. And honestly, it was a waste of money. Not a good e-file at all, but I didn't realize it in the beginning, so now I have such a good e-file, and I wish I invested in a better e-file from the beginning. So I'm going to tell you guys ahead of time so you guys don't need to make the same mistake I did. You can learn from my mistake. Basically, I bought that $70 cheap e-file and I had to buy another one, so it resulted in me spending like $140 to $200 in replacing my e-file twice in a year. So I just rather you guys invest in a good e-file from the beginning than rather get like 3 e-files that doesn't work. So the e-file that I'm going to be using in this video to show you guys the process is the melodysusie brushless motor nail drill, and this goes to 35,000 RPMs. This is how you know if it's a good nail drill or not. If it goes to 35,000 RPMs, sorry, then it's a good nail drill. The other cheap nail drills I got was only to 30,000 RPMs. Between 25 to 30, I think it was, and it was not as fast as this one. It's not that I'm going to be using 35,000 RPMs because that's really fast, but the fact that it's able to go 35,000 RPMs is showing the capacity of the nail drill. So it's going to last you way longer because it's high efficiency. This e-file is probably the best quality I've ever gotten, and I think it's going to last me a long time. To be honest, feels a lot different than the other cheap e-files that I've gotten. This is my precious baby. It has an on and off button, also a pause and run system, which I've never had before, and also it goes 35,000 RPMs, which is really fast. I don't use 35,000 RPMs. I go maybe max 18,000 RPMs depending on what service I'm doing. But yeah, basically this is my precious baby. Anyway, I'm going to be showing you guys how I use this nail drill. I do gel X nails, but I'm sure you guys can take away a lot from this video by watching me use this nail drill through giving a service to my client. And I'm going to be showing you guys all the bits I use, all my favorite bits, and yeah, how to get started with the nail drill, because it can be intimidating, but guys, this is a game changer, to be honest. I know this is a big investment, but it's worth all the money. And I'm going to be linking this down below. It's from melodysusie. They have the best nail drills, but this by far is the best because it just released. They are actually doing a 40% off sale right now, and you guys can also use my 12% discount code. I'll be putting it up here and also down below, so please go check it out. I'm going to show you guys all the bits I use. So let's get into how to e-file. So these 3 bits are my most used bits in a service. One is a cuticle bit. I use this to clean up around the cuticle. This one is the ceramic bit. I use this one to remove a lot of product. So if I'm doing a gel X removal, I will file down the product with this one, but make sure with a ceramic bit that you don't use it on the natural nail. I don't think it's as gentle as these kinds of bits where you can use it on the natural nail. This one is my favorite sanding band. It's the extra fine 240G sanding band, and I use this every time I do someone's nail. There's never a moment that I don't use this. I'm going to show you guys how I put it on. I put it on like this. There's different levels of coarseness in these sanding bands, but I only use the extra fine ones because I like to use them on the natural nail and I want them to be very gentle. So this sanding band is the perfect one for me. I definitely recommend using this if you want to save time from buffing and filing, and using a sanding band like this instead can save so much time. I replace these sanding bands every time after I do someone's nails. Because I use them on the natural nail, I want to be extra sanitary, and once I use it on someone's nail, I like to dispose them and put on a new one for my next client. I recommend definitely having one cuticle bit that is your favorite, and then a sanding band like this, and also your favorite ceramic bit. These are some bits that are very similar to the ceramic bit that I have. These ones are called carbide bits, and they're basically also used to remove and seal the cuticle. These you should not be using on the natural nail. They're way too harsh to be using it on the natural nail. Only use when you're removing some product or when you're sealing the cuticle. Usually these ones have more of a coarseness to them, so I find it a little bit risky to be using these ones, but I know professionals like to use the carbide bits for removal or sealing. One thing I love about this ceramic bit is that the top is so smooth. It's not going to hurt my client's cuticle at all. Even if I go to the very edge, it's going to really protect their cuticle because of the smoothness at the top. So it's only gonna shape where I want it to shape. So these are some other bits that I might be using for the cuticle. I like to call them the cuticle bits because they are used mostly for the cuticle, to clean up the cuticle. And like I said, this one is my favorite because of the shape and the low riskness of it. It's very easy to maneuver this bit. And for these ones, I do like them, but I only pull them out if my client's cuticles need more cleaning and this one isn't doing the job, then I would do these two. But it's very rare that I would use these two. Anyway, so these are some of the options I wanted to show you guys before teaching you guys how to use these bits. But these three is what I'm going to be showing you guys. You guys can try it with these ones as well. So today I'm actually doing my sister's nails, so that's why I don't have any gloves on, so please don't come for me in the comment section. But I always start off any service with some cuticle remover, and I apply it on the cuticle and push back the cuticle really gently. I know this video is sped up so it looks like I'm very rough, but I'm actually going very slow and gentle with the cuticle, making sure I don't hurt my client's nails. And if there's not enough cuticle remover to soften the cuticle, I always apply more. And yeah, this is always the first step. I just want to soften the cuticle and remove any dead skin that's still stuck on the nail plate. Now it's time to use my sanding band, and what I do is I go near the cuticle to try to kind of push back the cuticle as well as lift it, and this is not going to hurt your client at all. If it's a fine grit sanding band, then it's very gentle. And what I like to do first is just go near the cuticle. You guys can see I just go around it first before buffing the whole nail, just to make sure that everything is cleaned up around the cuticle. This is actually really time efficient because not only does it lift the cuticle, it also buffs the whole nail, and so you can do multitasking by prepping the nail and also cleaning the cuticle. So I love doing this step. It's really easy, but please make sure you don't overfile the nail. So just go over it once or twice and make sure you don't overfile. Now I'm using the cuticle bit, and you guys can just see it. This is one of the easiest bit to use because you just go from sidewall to sidewall. A lot of people mistake this process as cutting the cuticle, but I'm actually not cutting the cuticle. I'm cutting the dead skin, and that's why my client wouldn't bleed, because it's dead skin. And I feel like a lot of people misunderstand this, so please do your research before cutting any cuticle or treating the cuticle. It's really important that you educate yourself before grabbing a pair of nippers and just trimming everywhere. You guys can tell I also go in with a cuticle remover sometime. I'm using the Blue Cross cuticle remover. It's my favorite remover. And the reason why it's my favorite is because when I apply it, you can really clearly see the dead skin because it becomes wider than the rest of the cuticle. If you guys can tell, like, the color is different for where I should trim, and so it's really easy to nip with the cuticle remover, so that's why I'm just applying it sometimes. And yeah, now I'm going into Gel-X application. I'm just gonna apply all the extensions. I'm using Appraise Gel-X extensions. I'm not gonna go much into all the other detail, but you guys can just see me applying it. And then right after applying it, I use the ceramic bit. This is the last bit I use with my drill, and I just go around the cuticle to blend the extension into the natural nail. And you really just want to seal it in, and like I said, don't overfile it, just go once or twice and that's enough. This is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what video I should make next.